Just give me one and I'm going to try to get this thing done and get up out of here. All right. Hey, what's going on, great people? This is Danielle Pierce, creator of Real Estate Profit Lab. Come in and say, hey, let me know how you doing. Hopefully you can hear me and see me okay. I'm live also both on Facebook business page and also on YouTube. So if you see my eyes going back and forth, I'm looking at my phone, my cell phone, and at my MacBook Pro. All right. So again, come in and say, hey, let me know where you're watching from. If you're brand new to the show, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. This is going to be a great topic today. It's gonna make you some money if that's something that you're interested in doing. It's actionable. It's gonna be straight to the point, like I always do. And shit, it works. I mean, you can't beat it. All right. Hey, Michael. So again, if you're on Facebook, please share the video. Definitely appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share. If you are on YouTube, please share the video as well. I need to get this out to more people. I realized today that, I've been working in this industry full time for 13 years in real estate. I have specialized in areas that, both make a pretty good amount of money, multiple six figures, and then also don't require a lot of client or customer interaction. And it works. And I feel like I should tell more people. So again, if Facebook, please share the video. Facebook is always limiting your reach. YouTube does pretty good. So I want to talk today about broker price opinions. Broker price opinions, you'll also hear me say the word BPO. Somebody type BPO in the comment section. BPO stands for broker price opinion. So I got this little handy checklist that I am going to follow just to make sure that I do not get off track and start ranting and raving and talking about the recession and how the world is coming to an end. Sound good? All right, cool. So BPOs, again, stands for broker price opinion. They are essentially mini appraisals. Why is my screen so dark? I'll have to fix it later. BPOs are essentially mini appraisals. So instead of doing a full-blown appraisal where you hire an appraiser and appraisers, anywhere from $250 to $500. I would say the average is probably $500 for an appraisal. Instead of ordering those, banks will order BPOs in certain instances. All right. They're shorter versions, obviously much less effort. You don't need an appraisal license, but you do need a real estate license. And you will hear me say this multiple times because people always ask over and over and over, no matter how many times I say, yes, you need a real estate license to do this. If you don't have a real estate license, you're not able to do these. If you don't have a real estate license and you want to do these, then you can go get a real estate license. I'm going to answer that question in about 2 minutes or so. Really not that difficult to do. Doesn't cost that much money. And in the current situation with this economy, I highly recommend it. I've been licensed since 2006. Probably will always be licensed, whether or not I decide to ever buy or sell, represent another buyer or seller. So BPOs can only be done by agents. So why are they needed? BPOs are ordered for short sales, loan modifications, sometimes a refinance, and then also deed in lieu. Deed in lieu is when folks try to give the property back to the bank. All right. So basically, if you're behind on your mortgage, like I have been in the past, and you go call the bank, you say, hey, Bank of America, can we basically swap? Can I give you this property back and you cancel this mortgage? Most of the time, the banks do not go for that because, as you know, banks are not in the business of taking properties back. They're in the business of charging you interest for the next 20 or 30, 35 years. I think it's the longest mortgage term that's available. So they're in the business of charging you interest for 30 years. They don't want the property back. And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. If I have someone who I have on the hook for 30 years, now I'm good. You keep that property, you keep making these payments, and we can keep it moving that way. So deed in lieu, they can be approved though. It's just not very common. So I wanted to put that out there. So that's why BPOs are ordered. So if you don't have a license, all you have to do is go and get your real estate license. And to do that, all you have to do is contact your local association of realtors, wheresoever you live in the country, right? Indiana, Illinois, New York, Georgia. The requirements do vary, but it's not like getting a 2-year degree. It's not like getting a 4-year degree. We're talking about classes that can be done in as fast as 2 weeks. Or if you are a slacker or someone who just takes forever to get shit done, then you might take 2 months or 3 months. But I would suggest that you get it done as quickly as possible. For me, I'm an online person. I hate sitting in class. I went to a class, I think yesterday or the day before. It was about it was debt collection, because that's my next business that I'm starting. It's buying debt. And I was just bored to tears. Like I can read a lot faster than somebody can talk. So therefore, I don't want to listen to you talk. Just tell me what I need to know, or give me a book, give me a PDF file, and let me get to work. So again, You can get them really, you can get your license in as fast as 2 weeks. Some classes are online. There's a class I know specifically for Chicago Association of Realtors that's 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. It's just all about how fast you want to get it done. But again, this is not a simple, it's not a difficult process. It used to be a couple $100 to get your license. You might still be able to check Groupon and get a discount for, a real estate licensing class. But you might spend $500 or $600 at the most. But on the low end, it might be, 99 to 299 if you go to Groupon and check it out. So you contact a local association of realtors to get your license. If you are not a managing broker, so real estate licensees are characterized typically in two categories, agents and brokers. Hold on, I'm trying to not drop this phone on my Facebook crowd. Hey, Facebook people. Y'all, please share the video. Appreciate y'all. I'll keep my notebook right there, so we should be good. What was I saying? If real estate licensees are characterized into two categories, either you have a managing broker's license, which means you can have your own company and hire other people, or you are just a traditional licensee. It used to be just called a salesperson. So if you get the first category, you have to basically work for another broker for maybe 2 years. I think the highest I've seen is 3 years. You got to work under another broker and you have to get their permission to do BPOs. And then technically they're supposed to get the money for all the work that you do, and then they pay you. Now, that might sound like a deterrent for some of you, but you can just easily find 100% brokerage where they don't really care what you do. They'll hold your license for you. You still do all the work. They will get the money still, and then they'll issue you your checks, and then life will go on. All right. So just to make that clear, if you are not a managing broker, you got to work under somebody else and get their permission. Now, if you work at a traditional brokerage like a Coldwell Banker, Keller Williams, or something like that, it could vary depending upon who you work for. Some brokers don't care. They're like, all right, I'm not going to take none of your money. Other brokers do care, and they want their cut regardless. Does everybody get that? Okay, cool. So what else are we talking about? We talked about why they're needed. How much money can you make doing these? So this is where it gets interesting. And you might hear me go off on a little bit of a rant, but just, bear with me. I'm gonna come back to the point. So I've made $5,000 a month doing BPOs for a good 3-year stretch consistently, right? Every single month, like clockwork. It was that much volume coming through. And I did that for a few reasons, right? I made this long ass Facebook post early, but I'm gonna kind of recap it here. Because I had 3 kids in 4 years, number one. So I had 2 car seats, had a baby on my chest, wearing my last baby around. It was crazy for a while. So I didn't want to be out, with car seats and small kids showing properties all around Chicago. And plus it's cold. So I didn't want to do that. I shouldn't say a lot of buyers and sellers are unreasonable. Some of them are. So you have buyers who want you to show them 50 properties with no pre-approval, or they want you to show them properties that they can't afford. So they'll say things like, oh, the Lord is going to provide. You like, okay, the Lord go provide, but I'm looking at this pre-approval right here for 150. And why you want to look at houses that cost $300,000? So I was tired of dealing with that. And then of course, sellers, a lot of sellers, everybody always thinks their house is worth more than what it is. Anybody who's in real estate can attest to that. They'll be like, oh, well, I put this deck on here, or I raised my kids here, or I put granite in the kitchen, 7 years ago. They always think that their house is worth more money. So I didn't want to deal with any of that, right? I was over it. And plus I like being in control. In real estate, traditional real estate transactions, if you don't close, you don't get paid. Right. So I was like, this is stupid. Like, why am I going to go and show this person all these houses, and then they change their mind? They lose their job. They do something to mess up the closing, like they go out and finance furniture or a car. I was just over the whole thing. So BPOs will allow you to make money at home primarily and not deal with all of the stuff that comes with traditional real estate, being a traditional real estate agent. It was perfect for me. So again, $5,000 a month. The most I've made in 1 month doing BPOs was $10,000. It was 2011. And I remember it because for one, I always document everything. Everybody who watches me or follows me, you should know that by now. But 2, I had just given birth to my first daughter. And I did that because I was, hustling, trying to come up with money. It was like, okay, I want to make sure I'm good so I can like chill and take care of the baby the first few weeks or whatever. So I made $10,000 in 1 month doing BPOs. Never did that again because it was a crazy amount of work. And it it was unreal how much work it was. Like I probably worked, 7 days a week, 10 hours a day. Like it took a lot for me to do that. So I never did it again. But I'm letting you know that it's possible. As a matter of fact, around the time when I was starting, I knew a girl who consistently did $10,000 a month doing BPOs. And I just was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. But she had a partner too. So it wasn't just her. Like for me, it was just me. All right. So that's how much money you can make. Do you need insurance? You do. You need errors and omissions insurance. Super cheap. You can go to this company called Hitchcock's. Somebody type HISCOX in the comments. Hitchcock's insurance. Get errors and omissions. If you're, for a real estate agent, it'll cost you probably $300 or $400 for the year, and you'll put down about $100. All right. So that's a simple problem to solve as well. And again, I did them for the reasons that I stated before. Now, the next question I know people are going to be asking is there a class? I'm not here to sell you a class today because I have no desire to teach broker price opinions. I am telling you about this today because, again, it's a way for you to make money and kind of navigate this recession or depression, depending upon which news or media outlet that you subscribe to. It's a way for you to navigate that and still be okay. I realize that a lot of people cannot make money unless somebody is telling them how much money they're going to make. Period. A lot of people can't do that. And this is a way for you to do that, a legitimate way for you to do that. That's really not that difficult for you to do. Like this is simple, light work. And you'll hear me keep stressing that because it is. And you know what I find most interesting? I find a lot of stuff interesting. But if I make a post on social media or YouTube and say, hey, you can do BPOs and make $2,000 to $3,000 per month in the first 60 days, $5,000 per month in the first 6 to 9 months. People are like, oh, that's nice. Good for you. Or that's interesting. Or that seems, that's good. That's great information. But if I say you can make an extra $500 per month, people like lose their mind and like, oh, sign me up. Me. Sign me up for $500 a month. And I'm just like, how did this happen? Like, why is this so consistent? And I'm not just talking about just my posts, but I see it like all across social media. Granted, a lot of people out here bullshitting, making up stuff, telling you can make all this money or telling you that you can create a class to make money. I'm not here to tell you that you can create no class to make money. Now you could, but that's just not what I do. I'm just saying you can go apply with these companies, get work sent to you, do some BPOs and get paid money. Like how hard is that to do? And why is it so inconceivable to believe that you can make $5,000 per month doing BPOs, chilling at home for most of the time? It's so weird to me, right? It's very, very weird to me. A Facebook friend of mine made a post, and I haven't done the research yet to validate it, but he said that the average two-income Black household makes less than $50,000 per year. Did anybody know that? It's BPO, broker price opinion. Did anybody know that the average two-income Black household makes less than $50,000 per year? I think he said something along the lines of over 50%, if I'm not mistaken. And I was just like, whoa, where did this statistic come from? And I'm like, I want to say it can't be true, right? But I haven't seen the study just yet to validate it. But I looking at the response and how people can respond to certain things, I'm kind of leaning towards, I get it. Because why are you so many people amazed at $4,000 or $5,000 per month, and others are like, oh, I just want $500 a month. That sounds like too much money, or that sounds like it's going to be hard, or they make it seem like you're a special person because you can do $5,000 per month. Like, and it's none of those things. This is just get licensed, right? 2 weeks, get insurance. 20 minutes. 20 minutes to get your insurance, right? Get your license, sign up with a broker, do all that stuff. Costs maybe $200 to $500. Get your insurance, find a company to partner with, and do good work so they'll keep sending you more orders. And you take pictures and you do a CMA basically, and you keep it moving. Like why is that so difficult to believe? It amazes me. It amazes me. Fly Girl is back, said it's even less than that because there's a lot of single parent homes. Well, I can get it for the single parent homes if it's less than $50,000. But if you have two adults and both adults still make less than $50,000, we have a huge, tremendous problem on our hands. And this is just one way to solve it. It just so happens that I was thinking today, I was talking to our business coach, that I've been working in this, like everything that I do. I'm not going to say it's entirely recession proof, but it's as close to it as you're going to get. I read an article the other day that it said the airline heads said that they're good. They don't need no money. They don't need a bailout. They can manage the storm. Imagine having that much money where you can have flights where that are 25% full and are being sold at huge discounts, and you're like, you know what, we good. We don't need no bailout. We don't need no extra money. And you know who else is in that position too? The banks. The big banks that got bailed out in like 2008, 2009, somewhere in that time frame. So they're in that position too. So I suspect this, right? Things keep going the way that they are. And right now it looks like things are going, as the old folks say, shit has hit the fan, right? Things keep going the way they are. Foreclosures are going to go up. Not saying that I want this to happen before anybody come on here talking, be like, oh, you talking bad about wishing bad on people. No, I'm not. It's just a fact. If you can't make money outside of your job, right? How you gonna pay for stuff? If you can't generate money without somebody telling you, I'm gonna pay you $12 an hour for 8 hours or $15 an hour for 8 hours. If you can't do that, then you're gonna be asked out, right? So the foreclosures are going to go up. And when it goes up, these BPOs are going to go crazy, just like it did in 08, 09. I did BPOs from 2008 through 2000. I think I did my last one in 2018. So I burned out in about 2012, 13-ish, somewhere in there. But I would still do them just so I could stay on top of it. I have a video where I show like my back office and like all the thousands of BPOs that I've done. It's on my YouTube channel. If you search, I think I put recession proof industry, you'll find it. So you can see like I did thousands of BPOs, and that was just one company. Like I was knocking them out like 30 minutes, bam, 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 bam. So I did all those, but just lost my train of thought. Is it hard? Yes, that's what I'm going to talk about next. Is the process hard? It's not difficult to get your license. It's not expensive. It's not, the class is pretty easy. There's software that'll help you pass the exam on the first try. It's hard in the sense of, some companies don't like new licensees to sign up with them. They'll say you got to have 2 years of experience. But back to what I was saying a few minutes ago, I think the demand is going to spike like crazy. I think there's going to be a huge influx of BPO requests. Probably not going to be a lot of folks who even know about the industry. Most agents don't even know about BPOs. They'd be like, what's that? What's a BPO? How you start doing those? How can I sign up for that? I'll just be like, like what? Or agents do know about them, but they don't know how to run comps. So you need to know how to do a CMA, comparative market analysis, 3 sold comps, 3 active comps, figure out how much a property is valued. You would think it's like basic stuff that you learn when you get your real estate license, but a lot of times it isn't in most places. But you need to be able to know how to do those. But once you know how to run comps, like this is easy as hell to do. And if you're already a licensed agent, you already should be running CMAs anyway for your buyers and your sellers that you're dealing with. So now all of a sudden, all you have to do, now you're getting paid for it. And don't even take it a step further, like I also did. You find private investors, especially those who are out of state, investors who live in another state from where you do, and they're trying to buy where you live. They'll pay you more than the banks will pay you to do a BPO. You can charge $150 to $200 for them to do for you to do a BPO for them and submit it back to them as well. Like it's crazy. But again, if you don't know about these things or know how to get started, I guess it probably sounds, like it's incredible. Or I had somebody send me an email. They were like, "Is this real?" I was like, "Why the hell wouldn't it be real?" Like it's a BPO, right? So again, back to what I was saying about, is it hard? It's really not hard to do. Very simple, straightforward process, which I explained a few times already. What do you need to know how to do? You need to know how to do a CMA. A lot of agents cannot do a CMA. So you need to do a couple of things. You can practice on your own, right? You can ask your broker to teach you. Or you can take a class with your local association of realtors, classes that are most likely free that you're already paying for anyway, that nobody just ever goes to. You know how many classes that they have at the local association of realtors that nobody goes to? And people are like, oh, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do um, a CMA, or I don't know how to do any of this stuff with these properties. But they have classes all the time that are free. And if you are a realtor, you're already paying for them anyway. It's included in your licensing dues. So why are you not taking advantage of it? Right? That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know to be able to not be stressed out about a job underpaying you, not be stressed out about losing your job. I'm not talking about property preservation. Um, I say I'm just reading some of the comments now. I'm not talking about property preservation today. I'm not talking about tax lien investing today. I am going to talk about them probably Saturday night and Sunday night, because y'all need to know that there are things that you can do you're going to make money. You're going to be okay regardless of what happens or what has happened so far. Everybody who makes money from running conferences, hosting events, vending at large events, things like that is struggling right now. And so this is not going to help everybody, what I'm offering today, or what I'm talking about today. I shouldn't say offer what I'm talking about today, but it can help those of you who are already licensed and who are willing to get your real estate license. All right. Legit. Oh, and as far as success stories, because I have over 300 of those so far. But one of my clients, his name is Akil, or Aki, I think. You can find his response to an email that I sent him in my Facebook group, Real Estate Profit Lab with Danielle Pierce, and also on my personal Facebook page. I posted his comment as well. He did $8,000 in BPOs just a few months ago. So for everybody who's like, oh, this was in 2011 and 12 and 13, nah, boo, this is still, it's the industry has never gone anywhere. I'm just simply telling you that it's about to explode in a way that probably will be even more so than what happened in 2008, 2009, right? If y'all notice and look at these comments, I still see everybody's like, do you need a broker's license? Yes, you need a real estate license, which you can either get on your own in a matter of 2 weeks or not, right? You could decide to not get one, and you could decide to not do them. Completely up to you. But I'm telling you that it works. It's legit, and it doesn't depend on you building a team, selling anything, finding clients, working with buyers, working with sellers, arguing with appraisers, arguing with loan officers. They don't include none of that stuff. And I'm not saying that you should not sell properties. If that's what you already do, you should continue to do that. But this right here, if you are somebody who likes to have control of your money like I do, and you are a hustler and you follow instructions and you don't be complaining and shit all the time, it's a great opportunity for you. I had another person respond to my email today that I sent out. Y'all not on my email list, you should, because my email list is lit. I get some of the funniest emails. When she said that, I'm trying to do BPOs, and this company just keeps offering me $45, and it used to be $100. No, ma'am, it did not. The average has never been, well, I shouldn't say never, maybe in '03, you might have got $100. I don't know. But I know that if I had to put a number on the average, I would say probably it was closer to 50. Whether or not that number is going to go up or down, only I know. But what I do know is this. Let me tell you this. If the average two-parent Black household is making less than $50,000 a year, I think $50,000 a year is like maybe $20 an hour. I can't do my math right now, but it's not that much money, right? Let's say $21 an hour. You can do a BPO in less than an hour once you get good at it, or if you are a superstar like I am, 30 minutes. Let's say it did pay you $45. That was $45 for 30 minutes worth of work. Did you not win, or did you not win, right? I remember when I was doing it heavy years ago, people were like, oh, you could put that time into working with buyers and sellers and make exponentially more money. I mean, I could have if I wanted to work with buyers and sellers, but I didn't. So therefore, I did what I like to do. So you do have options. I'm just giving you one of them. All right. One of them is that it happens to work. All right. And Leah says the average for her was $50. So easy. So this is just an impromptu live about BPOs. I do have an ebook. That's what I forgot to mention because I'm not doing a class on BPOs because I'm not training people on how to run comps and do CMAs because that's what the local association of realtors is for. But what I will do is tell you which companies to sign up with, a couple companies that you should avoid because they're not going to pay you. Um, and I put together this ebook. And the only reason I did this is because in my Facebook group back in October, which was 6 months ago, I made a post and I was like, hey, I'm going to do an ebook and it's going to be like $21. And it's going to talk about broker price opinions and a high level overview of property preservation and a high level overview of tax lien investing and basic business startup and basic business credit. And I'm missing something too. I can't remember. So a high level overview of tax lien investing. So basically I talk about what it is, what it isn't. And I think I give 4 websites where you can buy properties in about 6 states, right? So that's in there. BPOs, I talk about companies sign up with, basic stuff you can put on there to get the order processed, how to get more work, the pictures that you need to take, the company to get your insurance, basic stuff if you want to get started doing BPOs. For property preservation, where do you get your background check, your insurance, business startup piece, all that's included in there as well. And then I am forgetting something else that's in this ebook, but the ebook is $21. I'm only offering it for 7 days. I'm really only offering it because I said I was going to do it in October and it's March and I haven't put it out yet. So I'm going to put the link in the comments. You should definitely get it because, side hustles, duh. 30 plus legitimate side hustles. So a lot of times you hear me talk about FEMA inspections and, mystery shopping and property inspections and all the stuff that I've done to make, extra couple $500 to $1,000 or more per month over the years. That's in there as well. And again, there's over 30 of them. So when I was thinking about doing this video today, I was thinking about also the FEMA inspections too, that I did in 2017, because I remember when I went, it was like a good old boys club and everybody knew each other. And I remember ear hustling and listening to a couple of inspectors who had been doing this for I think one guy said 25 years. I'm like, how the hell you've been doing this 25 years? And I didn't even know about it until 25 days ago. But anyway, he said that there's been years where he's worked 2 or 3 disasters and made $150,000, and he just had to, save his money and kind of spread it out the rest of the year. I was like, who even knew such a thing was possible doing FEMA inspections? I couldn't believe it. And the same thing with insurance adjustments as well. I was just like, how the hell did I not go all these years on earth not knowing about these things that everybody else in the room knew about? It reminded me of when I went to U of I freshman year thinking I'm smart. I'm like, oh, I'm top of my class. I got this. I'm smart as hell. I'm going to, kill U of I in Champaign. And I get there and I feel literally like a fish out of water. I feel like everybody knows 10 times more than I do. That's how I felt during FEMA inspections. And so in 2017, if you guys remember, that was a year where there were like more natural disasters than in recent years. Like I think there were 5, including the one that happened in Puerto Rico too. So it was a whole bunch of stuff that happened. And so I'm not saying that you should get excited about an increase in foreclosures. It's like the people who do FEMA inspections. They're not excited about hurricanes and tornadoes and natural disasters, but they do see it as, okay, when this happens or after this occurs, I'm going to make a lot of money doing it. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Because clearly what's happening in the economy right now is happening regardless of how we feel about it, regardless of how we feel, whether or not things are going the right way or the wrong way. It is happening right now as we speak. And if you cannot make money outside of working at an airport or working at Target or working at a beauty supply or working at a grocery store, you are going to be in a lot of trouble, right? Quick recap, BPOs, got to be a real estate agent. If you're not a real estate licensee, go get your license, because you can leverage it in multiple ways, right? So get your license, contact your local association of realtors, ask them for the recommended list of schools. You can go online and find it in like 2 minutes for whatever state that you live in. Start the class. Some classes are online, some are in person. If you are a person who has to be kicked in the butt to get stuff done, and obviously you're gonna go to a class. If you're somebody like me who's just like, all right, give me the test, then you'll try to do it online. The final test still has to be taken in person. Get your license, get your insurance from Hitchcock's. It'll cost you a few $100 with like $100 down. Once you do that, then you're going to go work for a broker or sign up under a broker, I should say, unless you're already a managing broker like I am. Sign up under a broker, sign up with these companies that's listed in this ebook. I think there's only a handful that controls the navigation or the landscape, I should say, just like property preservation has, the top 2 or 3 companies have like almost all the inventory for the most part. Same thing with BPOs. MCS has most of the BPOs. Yeah, MCS is one of the top companies that has a lot of work throughout the country. And so you sign up with those companies, they'll send you work, you do the work, you send it back. Your first one's gonna take you a while. You're gonna be like, oh, Danielle, laugh, this is some bullshit. And then after you get good at it, just like anything else, it's gonna be easy to you. And I'm not saying that it's gonna be simple. Well, no, I'm not saying that it's gonna be like super easy, but it is very, very simple. The challenging part will be meeting the deadlines, getting work done around your schedule. Like I was supposed to start this live stream at 10 o'clock, but because the kids didn't want to go to sleep, well, now we started it at 10:30. So that's really all I got for y'all today. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be talking about property preservation and the $3,000 that was made in the last 48 hours from pre-approved items and bid approvals. I think that the people that I've spoken to in the industry, both my peers and also people in management at some of the national companies, as the states need money more and they're going to start putting pressure on the vacant foreclosed properties in terms of how they're maintained and making sure that they're not blights on the neighborhood. And so as the cities start to do that, they're going to put pressure on the banks. And so I think that the bid approvals, in years past, like the past 2 years, they were kind of hard to get approved, or they kept coming back and cutting and cutting and cutting. I think that it's going to be a much easier process now, and I think that they'll be a lot faster and a lot more money with less, back and forth about the price. So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. And of course, tax lien investing too. Same thing. It's not going anywhere. Now you do need more money. So tax lien investing ain't some shit you're going to do with $500 or $1,000. But if you can hang on, if you can maybe do these BPOs and save a couple $1,000s, or do property preservation, save a couple $1,000s. Once it's time to buy properties at the tax lien auction, it's going to be less competition because less folks are going to have money, and you can still get properties that way as well. Does that make sense to everybody? The tax lien auctions are not going anywhere. The preservation is not going anywhere. The BPOs is not going anywhere. Now, if these things go somewhere, then I guess maybe it really is the end of the world. I don't know, right? I can't speculate on that. But as far as I can see, or the people I've been talking to, what I'm seeing in my business, like my day-to-day business, it'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. So ebook, drop the link in the comments on Facebook. Drop the link in the comments on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, share the video on Facebook, like, subscribe, share the video on YouTube. And lastly, y'all, please stop. I want to see more people believe that they can make more money. Because I'm sad to see people get excited about $500 per month and be skeptical about $5,000 per month. Does that make sense? I'm sad to see people excited about the possibility of a few $100, but then they can't believe that they could do a few $1,000s. The very first step to doing that is believing that you can do it. And don't just believe it because I did it, right? And be like, oh, well, she's, she knows some extra stuff that I don't know, because I don't. But what I do know is that, like I said in my Facebook post, I'm going to figure some shit out. Like I'm going to navigate this landscape until I figure out a solution that works for me, that brings in money, because I see other people doing it. I'm just like, if they can do it, I'm going to be able to do it as well. And I just need more of y'all to believe that you can, there's life beyond 12, 15, 18 bucks an hour, right? The first step to getting it is believing that you can do it. Okay. That's all I got for you today. Appreciate y'all watching. Sending you love, light, peace, blessings, grace, and clarity. I'm going to drop these links below. And then I'm going to get up out of here. And I'll see you guys Saturday night and Sunday night, probably around the same time after the kids go to sleep. All right. Appreciate you guys. I will see you next time. All right. Bye bye.